Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eddie Jennings from EJSLLC.com. This video is another in my practice session series for the Red Hat Certified Specialist in Identity Management Exam EX362. Before I dive in, I want to thank returning subscribers for watching another video, as well as invite anyone who's watching, if you haven't subscribed, to click the subscribe button. Also a reminder that these are my practice sessions for the exam. My exam's just over a week, and so I'm doing my final preparation, going through all of the posted objectives from Red Hat and either explaining the concept or trying to do some exercises about the concept. And at the end of the video, I'll do a little self-assessment, and hopefully I'll feel confident with whatever the objective is. And if not, I still have a week to do a little bit of last-minute knowledge gap fills. Obviously, at this point in the process, I'm not going to necessarily learn anything new, but this is more of my last review. That being said, this video and this series should not be considered tutorials, nor should they be considered any type of authoritative training material. I'm learning this right along with you, so even though I try to have the information accurate, because hopefully at this point in my preparation I haven't learned anything wrong, do not use them as authoritative sources. I put these out on the internet hoping that if any of you are preparing for this exam and you watch some of the things that I do to practice, that might give you some ideas of things that you can do to practice the objectives. Or you can see some stuff I'm doing that may be blatantly wrong, and in your preparation you can recognize, hey, Eddie's doing it wrong, and when you do it wrong, this is what happens. So anyway, getting into it, we're going to look at the second objective within the Manage IDM Integrated Certificate Authority, and that is create secret vaults. And this is kind of an interesting little feature of IDM, and the curious thing about it is that it allows you to store files. I think you can store just like binary data as well. Not 100% sure on that because I haven't practiced it, but it's not as robust, I think, as solutions such as, I think HashiCorp has a little secrets vault thing and the like, but for being free and a part of Red Hat, it's kind of a nifty thing. You can, I believe you can work with these in the GUI as well, but I'm going to do some exercises with the command line to practice. So one thing I do need to do, because I have practiced some of this in the past, is, well, I guess I don't necessarily have to undo what I've done. Let me open the terminal window. Had a private window. Oh yeah, I was looking up an issue with CertMonger the other day. And we're going to go into the lab IDM server VM. And the particular bit that you have to install is the key recovery. I think it's key recovery agent. Maybe it's authority, but that has to be installed on one of your IDM servers in order to be able to use the vault. And I've actually already installed it on this server because I was doing some other practicing before deciding to record this session. But if you needed to install it, you would do IPA KRA install. I'll do -- help here so you can see some of the options that go with it. Just like with the certificate authority, you will need the directory manager password. I think you can use, actually no, with this you have to use directory manager password. I think this can be installed via Ansible by specifying some of the variables in your inventory. Otherwise, this can be scripted because it does support the unattended option. So I'm going to go ahead and get an admin ticket. Do IPA vault find, and we should not find anything because I thought I got rid of some of the vaults that I have made in the past. So something to remember with vaults is that vault and what you're storing in it is a one-to-one relationship. You do not have you don't have vaults storing multiple things. However, each user basically has its own, or if you configure it as such, each user will have effectively a vault container that can have multiple vaults. I know as the admin user, you can create vaults for other users to use. We'll try making a vault as a user. I'm not 100% sure that'll work, but we're we're going to create IPA vault add. Actually, we'll do the interactive one first, just to see what happens here. So IPA vault add, let's see what it asks us for. Vault name, we're going to call it test vault 1. I wonder if we can do this without a password. That's one other thing I wanted to, yeah, can't do that. That's one other thing I did want to mention. Let me do the IPA vault add -- help. Perhaps it'll show it here. So types of vaults. The standard vault does not involve any type of password authentication. I believe that is all taken care of with Kerberos and the certificates. The CA is handling the encryption of it. You can have symmetric vaults which use, and this I'm not 100% sure if this is actually with the password or not, or if that would be type symmetric. Otherwise, you would have some type of symmetric key, and you can do asymmetric with using PKI keys, public and private key pairs. The symmetric and asymmetric I have not practiced making. If I have time in this last week of preparation, I might try to make a couple of them, but the standard I'll demonstrate here. So we'll do IPA vault add, not vault, but vault add, and the name of this vault is going to be test vault 1. It's going to be a standard vault. And if I just leave it at this, I went ahead and added the other vault. That's kind of odd. Well, let's vault del test vault 1. Okay, I'm surprised that added a vault. Anyway, and what I have is I have a vault named vault 1. It is the owner of the vault is the admin user, which allows this user to do basically anything with the vault. And the vault user, this is a little confusing. And actually, this when I was doing a review a little earlier this week about vaults, because the vault stuff was not relatively early in my course, but it's been a few weeks since I've touched it. The vault user in this case has nothing to do, or at least from my understanding and testing. And of course, if I'm wrong, feel free to put that in the comments so those that are watching this in the future will get the right information. But the vault user really doesn't have anything to do with permissions. That is indicating a user vault object. Or I think more effectively, it is indicating a vault container for user admin. It's like if you were to can see the distinguished name of this, the object is for admin. I could have made a vault user, and actually we'll try this. Let's do IPA vault add test vault 2 type standard, and I'm going to specify the user. We'll say test user 1. Notice we have test user 1 listed as the vault user. Admin is still the owner of the vault. The admin user is in total control of this. And just to kind of put this to the test here, let's log into the IDM client, or one of my IDM client servers. Actually, we'll log in as test user 1 456 monkey. All right, and I think I still have a file from one of my other sessions. Yep. And I'm going to try to add this file to the test file, what do I call it? Test vault 2 vault. Yeah. And let's see what happens. This so tempted to say should fail instead of is going to, but I'm certain this will fail. So IPA vault archive, which is the command for adding something to the vault. The name of the vault, test vault 2 -n, and the file that I want to put into the vault. And we get an error saying the vault can't be found. And that is not because vault 2 doesn't exist. It's because the user does not have any type of permission to do stuff with or rather test user 1 does not have any permissions to this vault. Now I want to do, I think this is a valid command. Oh yeah, this was, all right. So let me show you this. This is kind of a screwy thing here. So IPA vault find has just found a single vault. All right, we're going to try IPA vault find all still found that single vault. Even though we know there is another vault. Notice the distinguished name here. Like within admin, there's this test vault. What I'm going to do, see what I'm pretty sure there's a user option. Yeah, -- users. And here we see a couple of different things. Oh, I see something I made the other day when I was doing a practice. So that's still there, test file 2. But notice now we see more of these. And that is because we're listing all of the user vaults rather than just the user vault for admin. And I think if I were to do IPA vault show, can I specify user for that? Yeah. So I want to do IPA vault vault show. That's going to be something I need to check on the exam. Of course, I don't know if I'll have to do vault commands, but I imagine since it's called out in the objectives, it's probably going to be on the exam, and I tend to type vout. So let's do user test user 1. Oh, vault name. Test vault 2. All right, and we're going to do, well, test vault 2 user test user 1 all. I want to see if I can get more attributes out of this. Yeah, and notice how this is within the distinguished name. This is within test user 1, even though admin is the owner. The user is test user 1. I'm curious to see what this will look like for what was that test file 2? Was that one I had left behind? So I guess technically this is like a vault container now, because there is no like vault container add, but from what I have understood, the fact that test user 1 has more than one vault, basically within common name test user 1, this has basically become a container that has more than one vault. That's something I probably want to reread before in my last week of preparation, just to get straight in my head. But anyway, back to our couldn't do anything with this vault. If I were to add test user 1 as a member of test vault 2, then test user 1 can use it. So if I do IPA vault add member, I believe. Yep, and the name of the vault is going to be test vault 2. I'm willing to bet this is going to fail. Make sure it's that, I think it's dash users. I was thinking dash member. So I think this is going to fail. Test user 1, because it's not going to find it until I tell it that it is the username of the vault is test user 1. Okay, now I should be able to go back to here and archive our little file. And we archive the data into this. Let's log into the second IDM client. All right, and now we are going to do IPA vault, it says archive, so retrieve, let's see, yeah, retrieve. And the name of the vault is test vault 2. I'm curious to see if I'll need to specify the user. I don't think that I will. And then whatever I want to output that file to, and I'm going to say vault test.txt. All right, and it retrieved the data. We see that file there, and if I cat that, we see that it's the same value that it was earlier when I catted the file that we added to the vault. Now some other things. So we have the vault container. I want to do this IPA vault. Look at some of the vault container commands. Vault container show. And I kind of expected that to return admin because I made a vault for my admin account, but let's see what happens when I tell it test user 1. Okay, so that, yeah, and let's go to test user 2. That would make sense because there I have not made a vault for test user 2. And as a test, let's see if I can make a vault for test user 2. Well then, let me reset test user 2's password. IPA user mod, test user 2, password, do monkey 123 with the capital M to make it secure. Do I not? Oh, I know why this. So prior to working on the certificate objectives, I basically blew away my IDM environment and made it anew because I'd done all sorts of poking around with other things. So let us make a user. IPA user add test user 2 first test, I think it's last user 2. There we go. Okay. So now let's log in as test user 2. I have to change the password. What? Okay, let's try this again. Monkey 123, monkey 123 again. 456, no. Monkey 123, monkey 123. 456 monkey. 456 monkey. There. All right, so now we're in. Now, let's see, make sure I have a ticket for me. Let's see if I can actually add my own vault. So IPA vault add test vault 3. And it probably just made one. IPA vault find. Go back to where I have my admin account, vault find users. All right, so it's not there. All right, let's try this again. IPA vault add test vault 3. The type will be standard. Okay, so I made my own little vault. Test vault 3 for test user. Now, since test user is an owner, it can obviously use its own vault. When I want to go back to here is look for the vault container. And there should be one appear because now there is a first vault for test user 2. And so this vault container can have multiple vaults within it. So speaking of, let's make a couple of files here. Echo file1, file1.txt, echo file2, file2.txt. And what I want to do is see if I can grant permissions to a vault container and just see what happens. This is something I encourage you to do with your own practice sessions is try to make up some scenarios. Try to make them up to where they're realistic types of scenarios. I could easily see like there's a team that we have created a vault and we need to have multiple members of the team be able to, or we have a vault container that's effectively made and we need multiple users to be able to access the individual vaults within that vault container. All right, so we're going to do IPA vault archive, test vault 3, and file1.txt. We're going to make, let me try this with the GUI real quick. I'm actually going to log in as test user 2, see if I can actually make test user 2's vault from the GUI. All right. Yep, I can make vaults. So let's make ourselves another vault. So this will be user vault. I guess the shared vault is really what is what I should use for this. So test user 2, test vault 4. We won't give it a description, and we'll just add that vault. All right. So let's go back to our command, and let's put in file 2 to test vault 4. Okay, now I want to see if anything special appears with this. So all that I expected to see, I can't imagine there would be much of anything with rights. And what I want to do is, let's see if I can do this as the admin account. So IPA vault, so I can add an owner. I guess that kind of makes sense. I would need to do a shared vault, I suppose, to add members. So just for giggles, let's make us a shared vault. So IPA vault, I want to double check is about a command. Vault add Let's take a look at help one more time. Yeah, so IPA vault add type is going to be standard. The name, we're going to call it just test shared one. Type standard. Shared. I think this is all we would need. Let's see what happens. Okay, and I'll bet, let me look at IPA vault. Is there a mod? I don't think there is a mod. Of course there is. This is how I added members before. Or now I used add member. So you can change vault passwords and such. Okay, so IPA vault find. And then there's our shared vault. So let's do IPA vault add member. This is going to be test shared one users. We'll do test user one. Can I do multiple users with this? Or like multiple users in a single command. So users to add in a string. I don't know if it needs to be space or comma separated though. Let's try comma separated first. So users, test user one, test user two, and this is a shared vault. Okay, so that did not do as I had thought. Let's try space separated. So apparently I need to do users more than once. There we go. Yeah, I can do users more than once. So they are member users. The owner is the admin. Shared vault true. So we should be able to put a file into the shared vault. So let's try that. So IPA vault archive. Now I missed test user 2. Test shared 1. This is shared vault. And --n file 1.txt. Let's see if that works. Okay, and then as test user 1, I should be able to IPA vault retrieve test shared 1 shared out test file 1.txt. Oh, test shard. Do test shared. That'll probably be more effective. All right, and cat test file 1.txt. All right, that is what I expected to see. I have a feeling on the exam there will be some type of task that you'll need to make a shared vault and share it with and have a couple of users as members. Of course, there's no way for me to know, and even if I did, I couldn't share because of NDA. But that seems like the kind of thing that, hey, we can, by having the user do this, they have to have kind of an understanding of vaults, permissions, and all that kind of thing. So what I'm curious is to see what happens if I were to do this IPA vault archive shared test shared 1 in my file. Oh, I did it again, shard instead of shared. And what I'm curious to see is if that will basically overwrite what was in there. So we're going to do out test file 2, and I'm kind of being a little lazy here. Yeah. So that's kind of interesting and probably a good thing to know. Cat my file here just to verify. So there is no, hey, there's something already stored in this vault. It just overwrites it. So good to know for that. But going back to the objective, because I think this session is starting to get a little long and I'm getting tired of my chair. Create secret vaults. I'm going to consider this a pass. Obviously, I'm not a master of this, but the basic understanding of making a shared vault. I did not make one for a service account, but I think that's one of the primary, or one of the important uses of this is like you can put stuff in a vault for a service. I said I didn't make one for a shared account. I meant to say a service account. Anyway, you can put some type of secret that a service can then acquire to use. I'm thinking maybe like API key or something that might be useful in a script or the like that some automated thing will use. but I think for the basics of secret vaults, I'm pretty confident with that. So I hope you found the video useful. If you did, make sure you do click like. I want to thank returning subscribers for watching another video and invite anyone who's watching, if you haven't subscribed, to click the subscribe button and ring the bell when you do so you can be aware of when new content comes available. Thanks a lot for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you the next time.